Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman and Lois. Today we got some breaking news about some returning characters in Season 4, aka the final season of Superman and Lois. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Before we get into this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to my members, to all of you who support the channel. Big shout out to you guys, thank you for supporting, and thanks to everyone who tunes in every week live on Thursday at about 10 PM UK time. You really help out the channel, and obviously if you guys want to get more involved with the channel, if you're a fan of the videos we make, please be sure to tune into those live streams because that's the best way to interact with me. We interact with everyone that joins in the live stream, so come join us this Thursday. We're going to be live as always at about 10 PM UK time. Translate that to wherever you guys are around the world, and for now, shout out to all of those members. Okay, so let's move on to the first topic of today's video. We got like 4 separate topics, well it's actually really 3, and one of them is very important, and that is to do with 2 cast members who have been previously regular cast members but were among the many series regulars who were announced to be cut from the upcoming season. And so of course that's literally everyone that wasn't the Superman Lois family, so you know, the Kent family and Lex Luthor. As far as we know, they're the only ones that are actual regulars still on the show. Obviously it's going to be very weird having so much less time with these characters, and potentially some of them might not even be in the show at all for this final season, because we heard that a while ago. But actually one of the main pieces of news that we're going to break down here to do with season 4 is that one of those characters is actually returning, so one of the actors is coming back. So this is coming from a podcast which is based in the UK here, and basically they are called the Be More Super podcast. And so according to them, one of the main cast members who was previously a big character that we actually thought wasn't going to return for the season is apparently going to be returning for at least 2 episodes of Superman and Lois season 4, and that is none other than Dylan Walsh. So Dylan Walsh plays General Lane on Superman and Lois. He's been a major character since season 1. Obviously he took like a little break, I think it was in between season 1 and 2, but he was back, and last season he featured quite prominently. And obviously he's got his own storylines. He was starting to, you know, build this kind of relationships in his life. That was one of the main things. He was going out dating. But then the last thing we saw of him in season 3 was he got kidnapped. Now, basically, we thought we're not going to get any kind of conclusive answers as to what happened. Maybe there will be a mention in season 4. Because a while ago we heard from Dylan Walsh's wife that he would not be returning to Superman and Lois for season 4. No matter what happens. And it seems behind the scenes, according to the Be More Super podcast, who according to Krypton's site is quite reliable, or they have been reliable in the past, so you still have to take it with a grain of salt, but they are more reliable than some of the sources out there. It's more of like an informed report than anything else. That's because they've got relationships with some of these cast members already, and so potentially what we're seeing is real. And so that means, if this is true, Dylan Walsh is going to be returning as a recurring character, or I guess it will be more like a guest star appearance because it would only be 2 episodes long, and I think that actually technically counts as a guest star rather than a recurring role. So if he's back, that's really good because we get some answers as to what's going on with him, because like I said, the last time we saw him he was kidnapped, and so it would be good to get an actual conclusion with him. I guess his appearances maybe would be at least 1 episode early on to kind of, you know, figure out what's going on with him, and then maybe one to say goodbye to him towards the end of the season. That would be my guess. I don't know why he's not as involved. Obviously they'll come up with their story reasons for that. And as for another actor, and this is the more recent news from the same source, from the Be More Super podcast, which again will be linked in the description below, and that is that Lana Lang will be returning for season 4. Now, it hasn't been said what length she's going to be in the show. Like, is she going to be in 2 episodes like Dylan Walsh, or is she going to be an actual recurring character? That remains to be seen. We don't know that. But I think this is really good news, and when I saw it the other day, I was very happy to see it, so I really hope it turns out to be true. I want to see all of those X-series regulars come back in season 4, because I want everything to be kind of sorted and basically tied up in a neat bow by the end of the 10th episode, which is the finale, or the series finale of Superman Lois. And so I think it would be a huge shame, because they do have this final season, to not get those guys back, even if they are featuring way less prominently than before, which they definitely will. I think it's going to be really nice to see some of them. Again, we don't know how the story is going to go for this season, like how are they going to explain their major absence, with basically it focusing mainly on the Kent family and Lex. Like, I know obviously they're going to focus on Lois and the relationship between her and Lex, and Lois trying to put him away, and then obviously Superman is going to be doing the more physical side, the more superheroing side of the show. Again, we don't know how much action we're going to get in this season, but it's good to hear that names like Dylan Walsh and Emmanuel, who plays Lana Lang, are going to be back for this final season, according to this report. And again, just want to emphasize, don't take it as absolute fact. They could be in, say, more than one episode. They could not be in the show, but it's good to hear that potentially behind the scenes they've been working on actually getting these cast members into certain episodes and writing them in, and obviously getting things organized in terms of the timeline, because they've got to schedule the show, because it's supposed to come back filming on January the 11th. That is the tentative start date after the winter break. Obviously they're not filming right now, but there will be a winter break for the writers and the different people that are working on the show. Obviously they have to prep all the sets before January 11th so they can actually get started filming on January 11th up in Vancouver. So that means the creative teams are going to have to be busy getting costumes ready, getting the production design ready, getting all the camera equipment, getting the lights, and basically having everything lined up to get going and make it like an effective start to the new season, because obviously they haven't filmed in a long time and they're probably going to be a bit rusty going into it. But I'm really looking forward to all of this. And if some of you guys have seen recently, Tyler has been going all around the world along with Alex Garfin, and they've been doing many Comic-Con events. I believe Tyler was in Brazil the other day. Alex was actually, I think, in the UK. He actually did a Comic-Con, I think it was Wales Comic-Con, and then he went to, I think, Spain and some other countries. So they've been pretty busy in the meantime. Like, I saw Tyler earlier this year at a Comic-Con in Birmingham in the UK. So I'm hoping to maybe go back to that in May. I think that's when they normally hold it. And, you know, there's always some big actors there. I met Nicole Maines and lots of other people who are from the Arrowverse. So yeah, they're all keeping themselves busy, but it's good to hear that some of the actors are being scheduled to come back. And let's move on to our final couple of topics. It's nothing crazy, but I just wanted to mention it in a video because I feel like it's deserving of being mentioned, and that's that Superman Lois Season 3 was actually nominated for the Saturn Awards. They got a bunch of nominations in different categories. And so if you don't know what the Saturn Awards is, it's basically kind of like a kind of pop culture awards. It's nothing like the Oscars. It's more like, you remember the Teen Choice Awards, like you would always see The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow mentioned in there and getting nominations. And same thing goes to Saturn Awards. It's very, very similar. But I just wanted to mention it in case you guys are interested in seeing if Superman Lois wins anything. Obviously, it's got good competition. Obviously, some of the final Arrowverse shows that were on in the past year have been nominated. I believe The Flash got a couple of nominations, which was nice to see. Stargirl definitely got some nominations, so it's nice to see them getting a shout out even after they've ended or been cancelled. And also, Bitsy Tulloch was actually honored with another award for the breast cancer storyline. It was for her portrayal of Lois Lane having breast cancer in Season 3. So obviously that's a very different type of award from the Saturn Awards, but I think Bitsy went on stage and she actually got that award. I didn't actually watch it myself, but that was reported quite heavily online. Obviously that's really, really good to see, and it just proves how good Superman Lois is, and I really liked that storyline and the way they portrayed it. They did it very carefully, and I think they did a great job, so it's good that it's being recognized for how they actually portrayed it in the show, because it's a very touchy subject. I'm sure a lot of viewers, including some of you guys, have been touched by cancer, whether it be a family member or a friend or anything like that. It impacts pretty much everyone, and so it was really nice to see them portray it on TV in such a realistic way. Like, it was really well done. So shout out to Bitsy, shout out to the writers and everyone that was involved in that storyline, because I think they did a really good job in season 3. So that does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Obviously that really helps the video out by getting spread around on the YouTube algorithm. Plus also subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new around here to not miss any videos. You can go check out any of my recent videos, they're all up on the channel. Also remember to join our live stream this Thursday. Hopefully we can have some special guests on. But for now, click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.